Oh.
Tell me when we're recording, because I'm going to do another Papski Blue Ribbon Off commercial.
Yeah, we're going, man. We've never stopped. So.
Oh, well, coming back for the final two matches for the UFC 178 card. It's brought to you by Papski Blue Ribbon Off.
It sounds delicious, doesn't it, people? Look at that, taking a full drag off that beer can.
Yeah. Yes, I can hear. I can taste the Siberian water, fresh water. Oh,
yeah, baby. Papski Blue Ribbon Off.
Hell yeah!
Tell you, Putin is just fucking rolling around right now, just laughing, screaming, and just loving it, man. He's loving it.
Taking baths in fucking Papski Ribbon Off, man. Just taking baths, fucking drinking from kegs. He's loving. He's like, yes.
He's got that shit on tap on his own home bar, because you know he's got one. I mean, fuck, he's Russian, dude. You know he's got one. So Putin loves it, man. So,
but
Putinovsky loves it. No, anyway.
And going on to the top two here, Cowboy Cerrone coming in against the once champ at the, what is this, 155, bro?
155 Bellator champ, baby.
Yes. Just saying, hey, I'm done with Bellator. It's time to move on. And he could have probably stayed in Bellator and continued his reign, but he felt it in himself that he wanted to be challenged and go to a higher tier organization. And I commend him for that, bro.
It's commendable, dude. It is.
But he got in the way of a buzzsaw on this one, and I feel bad for him. But I also give him some more commendability because he showed major fucking heart, bro. Even to the point where his leg was so punished that he had to fall down to the ground, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And some of the worst commentating you would ever hear in a fucking single match was this fucking match. All the way from Captain Obvious, who is fucking Goldberg, is Captain Obvious, talking to everybody like this is their first UFC fight they've ever seen in the fucking, you know, in their lives. And then to Joe Rogan that cannot get over it and just cannot get over the fact that Donald Cerrone chopped his leg down so much that he got on top of him and started beating him. And he's like, why doesn't Donald Cerrone stand back up? I don't get it. I don't get it, Goldberg. I don't get it. You know, and he couldn't get it. And then finally, at the end, post-fight interview, fucking Donald Cerrone explained why. I was fucking tired. Hey, how you like that? What do you know, Joe? He was fucking tired. A fighter giving it his all for all 3 rounds was actually tired. Oh, Joe, your question is fucking answered. But anyway, I digress. Fucking Donald Cerrone, dude, he took some shots, man. Donald Cerrone will do what he has to do to get inside and do that Muay Thai clinch and rein in the fucking elbows to the ribs that Alvarez got plenty of that night. You know, and Donald Cerrone took some shots to get that positioning. And that's what he does. And I think he didn't respect Alvarez's fucking power because Donald Cerrone, let's face it, he's got a pretty fucking decent chin. So he's been in the wars. The resume speaks for itself. Donald Cerrone moving up the ladder, bro. And we are big time fans all the way from back to WEC and all the battles he had back there with Ben Henderson and all the other fucking guys, Varner and fucking all those guys. Big props. Been watching him since the beginning. Sky's the limit for Donald Cerrone. I see a few things he needs to work on, and one of them is being defense for his chin. But take it away, man. What do you think?
Eddie Alvarez coming in. I'm going to go ahead and say it for shit's sake and just being different, you know, and throwing a little bit of a stink into the whole thing. You know, I picked Eddie Alvarez to win it. But there's a lot of things about Eddie Alvarez that I thought looked fucking great in this fight. I mean, just his you know, his way of coming into a fight, and I don't know if he does game plans. You know what I mean? He looks to me like he's the kind of guy that just rides on a fight and plans
relies on his technique.
Yeah, relies on his technique and just plans on where it's going to go. Wherever it's going to go, that's where I'm going to take it, and that's where I'm going to roll with the punches, so to speak, whatever. But Eddie Alvarez, in my opinion, even in losing, I thought he still looked pretty good. But as you say, a buzzsaw, Donald Cerrone, man, he looks really good right now. He's been able to. I don't know if you guys saw Embedded, man, but 3 days before fight time, Donald Cerrone was out on the water, waveboarding, fucking doing backflips and fucking flips.
Living life.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was great. Kat Zingano was there in the boat, watching it all, getting videos of them guys doing all this shit. It was just a great time. It's like let off some steam before fight night.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did.
There well on it, yeah.
Right. And it was great, man. Eddie Alvarez, I'm sure, he had his own way of doing that as well, but he probably had it's his first fight in UFC, people.
Yeah.
You can't count him out.
I know. I'm not going to count him out for the simple fact that he hung in there the fucking full time, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
he did not get knocked out. We've seen Bellator guys knock him out. Donald Cerrone did not. So, I mean, that speaks for itself there.
I'm just going to say rest in peace his fucking knee ligaments, though.
Well, we might see him in another 6-7 months.
Block of ice on them fuckers, right? He's probably in an ice bath right now with that.
Yeah. Well, he's, if he got those kicks to the face, he would have been out on the ice. Yeah. So, I mean, it just, it goes to show you.
No, it was... Cowboy had a clear game plan, man. It was doing the Jose Aldo thing, man. Chop down the tree. It's his whole thing is fucking kicks, man. Every part of his game that works leads in the end game is a kick, bro. He's got tats all over his legs. Donald Cerrone is about kicking your fucking ass with his legs, and I think his game plan. He came in, started. Eliminating the power of Alvarez by working on the fucking rib cage with the Mui clinches. And then when they were broke apart and had space, he would just reach in and fucking nail that left fucking leg, dude. Keep checking that left leg. And it's fucking badass, dude.
I agreed, man. It was very badass. I think maybe that's the thing for Eddie Alvarez coming into this. His first fight in UFC. He's got a formidable opponent on his hands. Everybody knows that. We've covered that.
Fucking kid coming in. I know that much. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge match coming in. Because he's never faced that kind of competition.
I give props to Dana and the guys for giving him a Donald Cerrone, showing, even though that he's coming from what they think is a lower tier organization, giving him the props to set him up with a contender like Donald Cerrone.
Yeah, a guy that's moving up at this point and looking really good, And Eddie Alvarez
win streak, I think, or something like that.
Let's take a look at it, man. Shit. For shit's sake, let's just 5-fight win streak, man. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, him coming in here with Donald Cerrone, man, that's giant because he is, I believe, at this point, let's say going in before this fight, he was 4-1. So it's still stacked against them a little bit, in my opinion. I think going into this though, they were both 4-1, so it's a good match to be had.
Yeah,
but the
yep.
Right, but I mean the talent is still questionable. You know what I mean? Eddie Alvarez has not faced the talent of Donald Cerrone. So here we go.
He fights. He could be doing. He could fucking be badass against somebody else. Fuck.
Yeah,
just
I mean,
fighting style-wise.
Well, Eddie Alvarez learning from something like this can be huge for his career. You know what I mean? So, to me, it's right now things are still looking good for Eddie Alvarez coming in first fight in the UFC, getting a giant chance like that. I thought he looked good.
Lasting the full time with a Donald Cerrone, who's known as a person that ends fights.
Yeah, he ends fights standing up and on the ground. I mean, fuck, the guy's a fully faceted fighter, man. So it looks great for Eddie Alvarez. Donald Cerrone, though, man, it's like, where does this guy go from here, man? I mean,
he in my opinion, his only weakness is his fucking protection of his face, dude.
Boxing, yeah.
We've seen it in the fucking Nate Diaz fight.
Yeah.
Where he don't really respect everybody else's power, I guess, in that weight class, and he trusts his jaw enough. But that's fine. But you can also lose a fight in the same token where the trusty jaw has been tagged 60 to 80 times that fight. So it's like he just, the way he fights, he gets in, he gets his clinch, whatever, that's fine. But before that and getting to that part, he's taking some shots, and he took some fucking shots in this, man. There's a couple times I was like, fucking Cerrone's rocked, bro. Cerrone is fucking rocked. Yeah. And Eddie Alvarez, and it's like he, instead of going into zombie mode, he just like shook his head, and he just fucking kept going forward. Don Cerrone, dude. And I was like, okay, he checked his chin, and he doesn't have the respect, I guess, for the chin, for the fucking power or something, because it's Cerrone just kept coming at him, dude. That was the only time I saw Cerrone being in trouble, dude, was when he did that flurry to him, and he just was nailing him in it. But Cerrone didn't buckle, so. But the rest of the fight, it just became Cerrone imposing his will, dude. Like I said, chopping down a tree, taking that ligament out to the point where he couldn't fucking walk on it anymore. And it was painful to watch. But and like Joe Rogan is saying, why doesn't he get his man back up? I don't understand. Okay, there's 30 seconds left to go in the fucking fight. It's going to take 10 seconds to get the guy standing back up. And by the time you refight, you only got 15 seconds left, bro. So I'm just, Joe, these guys are in here for a reason. They know what they're doing. Just let them fucking do it sometimes. I'm sick of the overanalyzing by a Joe Rogan and the fucking Captain Obvious by a Goldberg.
He came in here on both legs, Joe.
Yeah.
He walked in here on both legs, Joe.
Cerrone likes to kick, Joe. He likes to kick a lot, Joe.
Eddie Alvarez doesn't like to be kicked, Joe.
No. I really think his legs hurt, Joe. I don't know. It's like swelling there. Could that be because it's hurt, Joe?
You know what? Right now, Eddie Alvarez knows he's in a fight, Joe.
Yep.
He's in a damn fight right now. But yeah, with all the jokes aside, man, you know what I want to see pinned against Eddie Alvarez next?
Who?
I'm gonna go over a couple of names here. I think Edson Barboza